This right here is my GoPro Hero 4 Black. And you might be wondering why I haven't upgraded to a more advanced GoPro Hero 7 Black, White, or Silver. Well, the obvious answer is I don't need one. This magnificent camera has a CMOS sensor, wide angle lens, and can shoot up to 4K 15 FPS on max ISO of 6400. It's a wonderful little camera and I love bringing this around for action shots. So the features on this camera is photo and video, looping, and time-lapse. I haven't used looping that much, but I'm guessing it's just like the boomerang feature on Instagram. I'll actually figure that out later. But what I use this for is time-lapse and video. I don't recommend using pictures on this because it just looks really crappy in my opinion. I took pictures in the Bahamas and it didn't turn out really nice, especially on really daylight, so you can use low ISO. It just didn't, the 12 megapixel camera just did not do well. But for video, I don't use 4K, I use 1080p 60 FPS. The 4K is really nice, but the 15 FPS is a big downside. It just looks really crappy and jittery. And just by looking from the screen, it does kind of look choppy, and yeah. I also use this for time-lapse, and if you guys are wondering about my time-lapse options and settings, it's going to be 1 second intervals, and I usually just let this shoot for an hour, for like 3 hours, and that's basically 4 minutes of footage right there. And I think that's very nice because in any situation, anything can look slower or faster, and if you want to speed things up, there's a lot of footage there, and if you want to slow things down, there's more frames to slow something down than shooting in like 2 second intervals or 3 second intervals. So I love using that. Just the thing about the WVGA, they're not highly pixelated and they're not high resolution, so I don't really want to use it. It's good that you have 240 frames on a little camera like this, but if you have an iPhone X or an iPhone 8, iPhone 7, anything above an iPhone 6s, slow motion on those phones are way better than these, in my opinion. Just because I know the iPhone X can do 120 to 240, somewhere around there, in 4K. Or probably 1080p, I'm not really too sure. So I don't really want to go over the specs and all the little features this GoPro holds, just because I know in the past 3 years, someone has already done that. What I really want to talk about is why I still haven't upgraded it. Well, the GoPro Hero 4 is a fantastic camera. It fits in all my needs on shooting action shots. When I used this GoPro for when I was jet skiing, when I was at the Bahamas, going underwater. It's very useful. I love using this GoPro. It's more handy. It's easier to grab than my phone. Your phone has a touch screen and this has buttons. When you put my iPhone on underwater, and I tried this, like dead ass, I tried this. I was in the Bahamas, you know, sea water. I put my phone underwater and I tried pressing tap or the power or the volume up and down button. Yes, that works, but my phone has more of a risk on breaking than this being on its little hard shell casing. And that hard shell casing is very secure and I haven't seen any water leaking in. And you know, people use GoPros all the time. None of their GoPros ever break unless like they drop the hard shell casing. One of the main reasons why I use this instead of a phone, although my phone shoots fantastic 4K 60 FPS, I know the in-body stabilization on those little cameras aren't that well, and I have evidence from it because if you guys look back at my old vlog, which was the Scots Run vlog, it was a lot of jittering. Like I even used stabilization on Adobe Premiere and Final Cut Pro, and it still did not fix the problem. It was horrible. Like you just see jittering because we were walking on rocks. It wasn't a flat platform. We didn't have a DJI not Osmo, but we didn't have one of those. Oh, we didn't have a gimbal. Just we're poor and we just, you know, we don't have gimbals. Even though I want to invest my money on one, it's way too expensive. And I think the cheapest one for a phone is $110. Here's a picture on Amazon for that. But I don't have a gimbal, so on my phone it's really jittery. I haven't actually tried this one out yet on walking on like ground. But walking on the sand in Bahamas, it wasn't that bad actually. Even on the jet ski, it was pretty good. It wasn't jittering or anything, but yeah, the reason why I use this instead of my phone, it's easier to reach. Like I said before, I use my phone very harshly, and for people who know me, I put my phone underwater like carelessly. I drop that shit. I don't even have a case on my phone. I have a skin and this little Hollister bag, which I am not sponsored by Hollister. I just work at Hollister, so that's how I get all this money to pay off all these equipment. But yeah, I actually just recently cracked my phone right there. I cracked it, and it actually like brings all the way up to here, and there's just like little cracks in there, but that doesn't really bother me. Although once this phone is more cracked, I will replace the screen. Back to the camera. I love using this camera. This camera is awesome. I recommend for those who are in a very low budget to buy it. But for those who have the extra money, I actually recommend buying the GoPro Hero 7 Black, White, or Silver. Just because they have more features, and quality wise, they're probably better. Watching other YouTubers bring out their GoPro Hero 7 Black, White, or Silvers, they look very nice. Compared to this one, this does the job right for me. Not really into like quality wise for now. Maybe later in the future I will be, but for now, this little GoPro right here is good. You can buy one of these on the used market for at least $100 a piece. Even with accessories, people will sell these GoPros with accessories, and I just think that's very unique because not a lot of people will sell accessories with like the newer GoPros. They usually sell like a GoPro Hero 7 Black for, you know, the same MSRP for 400 bucks, and you can probably buy like 4 of these with that money, which is very cool because you can have like different GoPros and different shots and angles, and you can just do everything in one take. And I think that's very brilliant, rather than having a GoPro Hero 7 Black, just one of them. But I have to say, the GoPro Hero 7 Black does have hyper smoothing, and it looks really nice. For those who want to buy a GoPro as a starting camera right now, I recommend getting a GoPro Hero 4 Black or 5. They go about for $100 in the used market. They're pretty good. Accessory wise, these are really good. You can buy a huge bag of accessories for 20 bucks on eBay. For those who want to buy a GoPro, buy these or the GoPro Hero 5. But if you do have the extra cash, I recommend just buying a newer GoPro, just because it has more features and it'll last longer in the future. For $200, you can buy the GoPro Hero 7 White, which is, I think it's still a good camera. Like, I like it. I just don't have the money to buy it. But that's it for this video. If you guys like vlogs, tech reviews, or a little tips and tricks, and just watching my life, don't forget to like and subscribe. Buy the GoPro Hero 4 Black, not endorsed by GoPro or Hollister, and have a good day, guys.